Good morning. My name is Frank Sarlo. I'm the author of Hound Town. It's a history of the Greyhounds from the start of 1972 to the 2014-15 season. It was a joy to do. So I hope everybody else that had a chance to read it enjoys it. At the time that I was starting to think about retirement, I started to see, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? I was used to working 12-hour days and pretty well at most times to be out there doing my job. So I was a little concerned because over that time all I really did was work and wasn't sure what kind of hobbies. I played a little bit of golf, but that was it. So I started doing my research to see what other people did. And I came across this beautiful book that was written by a doctor and a lawyer, and it inspired me to want to go back to school because I thought that probably the thing that I can do until I wasn't here anymore would be to write. Yeah, what I did when I decided that's the road I wanted to take was I had a visit with the then president of Algoma University. Cecilia was the president then. And I sat down with her and said, look, I'd really like to do this, but I don't want to go back to school on a permanent basis. I was 66 years old at the time. And I was saying, I don't think that would be really something good for me. So she suggested that I look into a program that two of her professors had gone through, where you put in a proposal for what you want to write your thesis on and what you want to study, and then make the proposal to the University of Bristol in England. And if they think that it's worthwhile, then you could be one of 20 that they pick every year to be able to go. So I was accepted, and it was really interesting because when I went back to university, I was one, everybody else was around 35 years old, and here I was, not only older than all the students, but older than all the professors too. But the interesting part, unlike any education that I had before, was that the professors were really interested in my story as well as me learning from them. So it was a tremendous experience. I was invited to the professors' homes to meet with their families and had great conversations about the differences that we had in our backgrounds and our worldview, which was another thing that, you come from Sault Ste. Marie and you believe that everybody out there believes in the things that you believe. Being there with 19 other people from around the world, you learn very quickly that there's other worldviews out there, and everything is predicated on the way you look at things. And so I learned to be very conscious of other people's opinions and how they arrive at them. So what I did was use the library, and went back and hired 2 summer students, and we photocopied every article on the Greyhounds from 1972 to the present day at that time. And with that, they had 8 months of work going through every one of those articles and bringing back the memories that I had myself from all of those years, and decided to put together. And without the assets that the library has, it would have been impossible to be able to do that. I was again in the books that I was reading at the time that I was making my decision. There was a book that stands out in my mind, very short book, it was probably 100 pages long, but it was written by a professional writer, and she says that the thing that stops most people from writing is they want it to be perfect. And what you should do is just go in there and allow your thoughts to flow, and just your first draft should be as open as possible, and let your creative spirit flow. You can always go back after that to perfect the wordings, the paragraphs, the chapters. And that's really the way I do it. and I've had a lot of fun doing it. I love writing. I continue to write, and let that creative feeling just move. Online, usually in Amazon or Freezing Press, and I imagine Kohl's and Chapters and places like that they could order. But it'll all be ordered online now.
Okay.
I sold out here. So.
That's fantastic. And could you also just briefly mention that we have copies at the library as well that people can check out? Are you good with that?
Yeah, of
okay,
course.
Perfect.
Yeah, and in addition, don't forget that there's always copies at the library that you can go and breeze through the book and see what parts interest you.